Welcome back to Demon School Iruma-kun Anime Review episode number 10. This is reviewing episodes 36, 39. We're basically reviewing most of the Walter Park arc of the series. So, they have Misfit class going to Walter Park, with the exception of one. It's the one who looks like a lion's head. I'm trying to look up his name here. It is... trying to remember his name here. Nope, not him. Nope. It was Shinder. Yes, he was the only one who couldn't join because he was at a conference. So they all met at the park, and of course, Iruma decided to invite Omri along to this particular trip. So, and of course, they're given chaperones. Yes. Who are the chaperones? Opera, Kirgo, and Balam. Yep. 3 people who actually went to the same school, who actually are classmates, which this is actually quite funny. And of course, they all want to divide up, do their own thing, but they can't go alone. So, they divide up the teams, 4 people apiece. Opera gets all 4 girls, Omri, Clara, Elizabetta, and Kumi. In the case of Kirgo, he gets Jazz, Lead, Kumi, and Gomen. And Iruma, Subaru, Ans, and Pedrico, which, by the way, in this very story, you can actually see what his eyes look like, because he's always wearing that mask over his face. Yeah, basically, the guy from the student training course actually uses his mask, and he's quite, like when you see his eyes, like, wow, it's, like, very defining. Yeah, personally didn't join the crew. As for why he wears the mask, don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird though. He wears his mask and he's described by the guy who ran against... Let's see if I can find his name here. Lemire. Yes, Lemire. As in the guy who ran against Omri during the training arc. Yeah, he comes back here. And it turns out Walter Park is actually owned by his father, who does not appear in this arc. So you see a statue per se, but he's not here. Plus, they use some new characters per se, but don't worry, I'll get to them. Excuse me. So, by the way, he's the one who removes Perse's mask to reveal his beautiful face that he has. Which even he's amazed at how beautiful the guy's face is. And of course, no one has seen his face because he wears that mask over his face. Which begs the question, how the heck can he see wearing that mask on? Don't know. So, Omri thought this they look up she got like Elizabeth for an outfit, and of course she probably thought in her mind this was gonna be a date, and with Irma going by them like themselves, they were the class, and Irma's like, I didn't say we were going by ourselves. She's like, oh yeah, and they showed the actual text in the episode. So They go off doing their own thing. It's interesting how Opera is the one who has the girls because that kind of plays a role in this arc. The other ones don't really play much at all. I mean, in the case of Balam, his group, everyone's like having so fun. And then Iruma gets briefly, of course, you have Lemire, who he gets briefly separated with. And he ends up in a particular alley where he's found by a woman. Let's see, a woman by the name of Shilda. Yes. Yeah, we have debut of several new characters here. We have debut of Atori. He, along with Masaru, hang out with Keiko's group. We have Wilt, basically, who was seen by Iruma's group, and Hadoran and Miki were seen by the girls. So like Hadoran basically is one to measure Clara, which I thought was so good. The fact you measure that dress, and of course you have Omri who puts on a dress too, which is so nice. Don't see the other two girls put on a dress because probably because they're wearing one. Yep, Opera is acting like a pretty good chaperone. It seems like he has no problem basically standing around and waiting for girls trying on dresses. I don't know. Last time I checked, Opera is a guy. So, yeah. As far as I can tell, Opera is a guy that said that kind of look like a face of a woman, but it's a guy. It could be a guy. Who knows? So, they all doing their own thing, and of course, he gets separated, ends up in Karago Street, which of course, Karago says, don't go there, because it's a dangerous place. Iruma ends up in a complete accident, and Shield acts like a big sister to Iruma. As far as I can tell, they don't interact with each other after this arc wraps up. No, not really. They might occasionally pop up again, but I don't remember if they play a big role after this arc wraps up. Not really, no. But who knows when it comes to these other characters, per se. For the Six Fingers. The Six Fingers are a terrorist organization, which they make their debut in this very story arc. And what was his name here? Kiro, who is revealed to be in a prison underneath the actual park. And the thing about this prison, apparently one of the let's just say tasks these prisoners have to do is they have to give some mana to power this theme park. Yes, they have to do it. Just cuz. Excuse me. And their plan? Destroy the park and free Kiro. That's their plan. Excuse me. So after all of them complete their task, and of course Paris does know that the ground is warm in later episode. And then, of course, you have the Six Fingers. You have the six members go to like 3 different rooftops, and then they take this big egg and they drop it, and the thing smashes. And apparently, we see 3 magical beasts pop up: a dragon, a snake man, and a giant rat. Yes. And who takes on these 3 groups? Why, Karago's group takes on the snake man. And of course, that's actually shown here. And of course, we also have Opera's group, well, mostly just Opera and Omri and a little bit of Clara, taking on the Rat Man. Yes, taking on the Rat and the Dragon. They're about to start that fight, but I left that at 39. So in the case of the Snake Man, that actually takes them a good 2 episodes to beat this thing. So here's the thing: they revealed that Gorman is actually has attack powers. Everyone's got defense, and they go to Jazz to be a leader because he's a higher rank than the 3 of them. Because Jazz is a rank 3, and the other 3 are rank 2. So after a while battling, they come with a genius plan. So they have, I believe it is Lead, who actually takes away this creature's, first takes away his eyesight. That doesn't work too well, but then he takes away the ears, basically his hearing, long enough for Jazz to pop up his ear, and once the hearing's restored after distraction, he's able to basically blast a hole through his freaking eardrums. Knocking the thing down, but Carago comes in and finishes the thing off. In the case of the Rat Man, the Rat himself, well, we have Elizabetha and Kirmo, where they are taking on, well, you have these 2 inside this shelter that's basically his vent center. And of course, Kiro decides to, okay, let's do something quite interesting. Let's have her dress up in her devil doll attire as his idol in order to calm people down. Which, of course, people are basically charmed by her cuteness. Yes, seriously, they are charmed by her cuteness, which I found to be so hilarious. Let's see what else. And of course, they're calmed down, and of course, Iruma is wondering why aren't these demons helping these kids who are trapped. According to Baal, it's their pride. They rather not get involved. And I would Iruma on this, basically, like, really? They can't bother to help save a group of kids? Are they that much freaking cowards? They're probably cowards, but they probably are. So we do see Iruma rescuing one of the kids, and he basically races in. And Baal is actually quite surprised by his good dodging ability. He's good with defense. And then later on, then these 4 just jump in, and of course you have Az and Selba, who basically end up taking on the dragon, while the other 3 are basically freeing the kids, which is actually quite reasonable for Iruma to do. And I'm trying to think though. In the case of the Rat himself, well, first it's Opera taking the thing on, then Omri just joins him. And of course then Clay is sort of taken away, just hang on the Rat and his 6 tails. Then Omri unleashes her ability, Fantasy King. Yes, Fantasy King. Basically have a belief in themselves. Basically, her changes more of a lightish, basically a whitish red color, and she goes really strong. Basically, unlocks all of her limiters in order to beat the crap out of this rat. And then they finally beat the rat, even breaking the jewel on top of its head. And then, of course, Claire just touches her on her back just to basically do a good job, and she's in a lot of pain for a bit. And then, of course, Opera's like, you have potential to basically expand your limiters. How about after you graduate, you come by, I'll teach you how to do it, especially, of course, at the mansion. And, of course, she thinks about living with Iruma, with marriage, but she's promised her father she would help him. I mean, I think they could do both. I mean, she probably can use some special training to basically unleash her limiters, and probably help our father, too, which that would be quite nice. But this is probably something for later on. But yeah, that's pretty much the episodes in a nutshell. I can't think of anything I missed per se. Well, in the case of Charlotte, when she found them, Iruma, well, basically they went around like having ice cream, and of course, first she got them in the alley, the dark alley. She basically dragged him out, and of course, then they basically act like siblings, go on the Ferris, so it goes really spin, and of course, well, go on various stuff, and that's it for them. Yes, and of course, I like the fact he's able to basically, despite like his ability is area, his ability does work out really well. In the case of Lemire, his thing is being charming. He's basically very charismatic. So, not good, basically. But I would say that you have three attack people. You have Iruma, who does have some attack ability, along with Az and Sobu. In the case of Pisces, his is more like a sensory ability. So, it's kind of an odd pairing, per se. But yeah, great set episodes, and I can't wait to discuss the last two. And in case you're curious, so I'm going to do 3 more episodes of this, and then I'll be pretty much done for now for Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, because as soon as I finish the series, I'm going straight to Two Levels of Darkness. But as soon as I finish the story, before I get to the last story officially aired for the series, as of right now, before season 3 is going to air, I'm going to take a break and do Rest of the World and Case Closed. But my next video I'm going to do is a comic corner. Well, I'm discussing 2 crossovers, but you'll find out what they are in my next video. Okay, next video. Bye.